Hey, what is up everybody, Blaze for here, and today for you guys another video, Persona 5X. By today's video guys, we're going to be going ahead and going over the topic that eventually, or at least immediately popped up after my tier list, being Cattle versus Morgana. Now this video is more or less going to be kind of talking about my tier list itself here, and as well the aspects of both Cattle and Morgana and why they were placed together. I thought this would be kind of an obvious thing here, and as a disclaimer, right? Because I think some people kind of jumped into the conversation on that community post without knowing why I brought it up. To give a little bit of some feedback to how this brought up, if you guys can see on the screen, I did my tier list, right? Now this tier list is based on anything that goes from general use that's already calculated in, theme based, and in-game content, right? So to do this tier list, this isn't only just the character as a whole. This is the character that its usability are inside of teams, as well as just usability in general. So now that I've laid down the foundation of kind of how this video is going to be pointing to, some of the people on the community page did not know that I was talking about the tier list itself. Some of the people on the community page knew that I was talking about the tier list itself and just don't agree. Now, let me tell you guys something. When it comes down to tier lists, and this is my whole disclaimer here, I wholeheartedly welcome conversation. I wholeheartedly welcome disagreement, because at the end of the day, tier lists are more or less subjective, right? They're going to be based on mainly that person who's creating said tier lists' views as well, okay? Now, the issue with this is I also try to take as much as knowledge, as much as common sense, and as much as just facts about the character into into play when I do make these tier lists. I've done it for countless months, over the entire year for this whole game on at least TWKR, and majority of the community actually agree with my tier list. There are only some disagreements, and with those disagreements we edit and adjust and also provide said information depending on at least what they are. So I'm going to go ahead and actually provide that information today regarding both of these characters. So to get things started, if you guys enjoyed the video, please do hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. It really does help me out quite a lot here. And I ain't gonna lie to you right now, use whoever you want. That is something I'm gonna say right now. Once again, disclaimer, use whoever you want. If you're looking up a tier list, 90% of the time you are trying to do something that is optimal. You are trying to at least make sure you're making the right steps to a character. So for the people who are trying to at least get mad about this, do understand just you looking up a tier list itself is already trying to make sure you have the optimal looking for your at least account. So surely do keep that in mind. Do not get angry when of course I am trying to tell you something that is correct. So let's go ahead and dive straight into it. Now we have our man Morgana. We're going to start with him, seeing he is the hottest topic right now. Morgana is a 5-star character here that quite literally is really good. This character has never been bad in my opinion, and he still isn't bad in my opinion. The thing with Morgana is it's more or less featuring to what he can do. Morgana as a A0 character quite literally can do a couple things. He's able to provide winded status effects off of his skill 1 being Missile Whirlwind. He's also able to go ahead and stack Chivalry, which allows him whenever he has a chance to crit, he will be able to heal. Now, keep this in mind. He has a AoE heal as well called Healing Breeze. He has Gentle Fist, or Lucky Punch, you guys should pretty much just call it, that also increases his crit rate while also gaining a critical hit that can knock down. So this is already a nice thing, correct? Now this character also has one more thing in his kit that no other character has, at least currently, and that is a revive for the highlight. This is really good to have because at the end of the day, when it comes down to Morgana, his whole deal is mainly utilizing him as a healer. He doesn't have many things else going for him other than his main objective, that's healing and reviving. Now of course you can deal damage with this character, but even going down to his passives, his whole ordeal is focused on healing, and we see this more often with Morgana's second passive being Morgana's Method. This decreases party healing skill SP, which is going to be by 5%, morely focused on his healing ability. So When we're comparing a 5-star to a 4-star, usually you want the 4-star to be a 6. That's the maximum of their potential, and normally a 5-star is trumping that a 6, right? So no matter how you look at it, the 5-star usually needs to be at an A0 standpoint. Now later down the line for CN and stuff like that, you will have more 4-stars staying at their A6 because that's the maximum they can go, and then later on we'll have 5-stars being at A3 because that would be more of a least decent area where a majority of standard 5-stars would probably be. It's either going to be A3 or higher. Heck, if you get ultra unlucky getting that 5-star, it may be A2 and below, but it's never going to be A0 usually, right? Especially if you summon quite often and you might get shafted every now and again. So keeping this in mind, we are on global. I just told you what this character can do. He can knock down, he can heal, he can crit heal, he can provide winded. Now, the reason why I'm at least highlighting winded here, right, is because winded does decrease defense. It is a nice thing to actually have here. But the thing is, when you're utilizing Morgana, you're going to be using him for his healing property. He only has healing going for him. And to said hit these healing properties, you need to either be critting, which are more or less going to be happening a lot more on your gentle fist technique, and on more or less going to just be happening in general whenever you're just getting your regular heals, correct? So now that we went over this, his main properties are healing and crit heals with a revive. This is not enough for in-game content. Now let me show you why. When it comes down to at least doing things for Morgana himself, you already have planted that you are more or less only utilizing this character for heal, meaning the damage he does or anything that he does as well will not contribute to his score amount. This is going to be just for daily play, where daily play you're not really trying to do that. You want to just get your dailies out the way as quick as possible, and you want to make sure you can do it as efficiently as possible. Just in daily play, you have a healer who just heals, and you have a healer who gives attack buffs, making it faster to clear things with the attack buffs. So now let's go back to the ranking play, right? If we go ahead and look at ranking, right, the only things that we can look at is we mainly have these. Right now, there's no healers involved here. And you have every so often that Morgana here. And the reason why Morgana's here, maxed. Of course, Morgana will be featured at that point because he is maxed out. When you are looking for actual play, and you are looking for ranking play, especially for these, you're mainly looking to see if the team will make sense for that SOS amount, if the team will end up making sense for the content. And as we slowly go down the list, we have every so often a Morgana, but we're seeing more or less more Lufels. And the reason for this is because Lufel himself is providing an attack buff. If we go ahead and check out this here, and we can solely just look at what's available, you can see the main deal here that we're looking for are attack related stats. The reason why Morgana is getting used here is because he's providing winded for at least our man Floret. And this is a case where they don't most likely have their on team fully built, and they most likely don't have a skull team fully built, so they're utilizing Floret and his abilities with Morgana. Overall, we are seeing more Lufel due to the amount of attack buffs he gives. The survivability is enough due to at least Puppet or due to Soy being in the team. Now that we've talked about our Morgana side, because I don't think I need to bring up at least Guild Boss, seeing Morgana has not been used in Guild Boss at all. But if we go ahead and look at Lufel, right? Lufel himself brings a lot of other things to the fray. This character himself is able to heal, not just single target heal, which increases his attack or is based off his attack. He has an AoE heal. He then has a DOT burn that you are going to be utilizing that not only burns, but decreases healing received for the enemy. He then has an ult that also increases your HP and increases your party's attack. He has passives that increases said HP even more so. And he has passives that grant Starfire, allowing you to increase the attack for that one turn. So you're still getting attack abilities with these said properties. So if we go ahead and look at least what this 4-star involves. This well involves with the A6 properties that he's gonna have. Well, the character himself decreases healing. The character himself increases attack. The character himself increases all allies HP. The character himself heals more than enough than you need. And then of course with A6, he's increasing more of that attack and more aspects of all of those skills. So compared to the 3 things Morgana can do that are all healing relayed, or at least healing relayed, we have a actual healer here that's a 4-star, easier to obtain, easier to get up due to the featured banner that is right here that I know a lot of you guys have been pulling on for Joker. We have a character that can easily hit A6, that can then do healing and other buffs way better. This is not to downplay Morgana. Morgana himself, once again, we have to highlight, Morgana himself is an amazing character. But the one thing I have to say about this is when we are looking at a tier list, which has ended up bringing up this entire video, we are looking to look at how this affects the tier list in-game wise, general wise, and just overall use. Overall use, our man Lufel is running laps around him, unfortunately. But as for just healing general, Morgana is better. As for overall buffs, overall use, Lufel is running laps around this man. I had to make this very, very known because a lot of you guys, when I say a lot, I woke up today and I was like, dang, I got a lot of like pings on my channel. What's up? I started a civil war in the goddamn chat. I think a lot of people just were trying to defend Morgana, and that's perfectly fine. We're not supposed to agree on tier lists. But the one thing I can say is don't deny, what's actually the fact here, right? Don't deny that this is for tier list worthy. I'm not talking about as if the character is just terrible. No, I'm not trying to push a facet on people saying, nah, you gotta praise Lufel, he's better at healing. No, obvious standpoints, Morgana is better at healing, but overall usage, Lufel is better. If you are utilizing revives in SOS, you're losing a turn, you're losing points. If you are using a revive in guild boss, you're losing a highlight, you're losing point. That highlight could have been used for a different character that would be better for points. So it all in all is meant for Lufel to be in the better aspect, seeing his highlight is used not only for heals, but is also used for an attack buff that helps the entire team. I just wanted to get this video out there because it was kind of something that needed to be addressed. People were thinking I was just downplaying Morgana. I'm not downplaying my man Morgana. He is awesome. He is a cool character, but you guys gotta understand, I don't mind you playing who you want to play, but don't deny the factual evidence of which healer or which classification is better. You have to remember, Morgana only has healing and a revive. Lufel has healing, attack bonus, healing decrease, burns, which is a DOT damage, all of that built in one. That's why I'm gonna leave it. I'll leave y'all up to commenting in the comment section. I'm gonna give me a bag of popcorn because I love to see the sparks fly. So talk to you guys soon.